Hi, I'm Gabriella Schuster, General Manager in the Windows Commercial Business Group, and I'm really excited to be here today and have the opportunity to virtually talk to all of you about Windows Intune, which is our latest addition to Microsoft's family of cloud services. I have the opportunity to speak weekly with many customers and partners like yourselves, some of whom are already moving to cloud services, and many of whom are unsure what cloud services can do for your business. Hopefully, at the end of this week of sessions through CloudSlam, we can help answer most of your questions. I have been at Microsoft for over 15 years and believe the advent of cloud services will be the biggest business enabler we've ever provided to you, our customers. As General Manager for Windows, I'm committed to helping everyone enjoy the best Windows experience with the latest in Windows and the tools you need to keep your PCs up to date and secure. I understand that you've had a few keynotes from us at this event where you've heard more about our broad portfolio of business cloud services. Windows Intune builds on our history of delivering cloud services at scale with things like Hotmail and Windows Update. We've been delivering those for over a decade, and many of you use our cloud services today on your personal devices without even a thought. We continue to build on this experience, offering business cloud services like Azure, Dynamics CRM Online, Office 365, and now, Windows Intune. All of you see firsthand how the cloud is transforming the way we do business today, and Microsoft is committed to innovating in the cloud, evolving existing products and expertise to create these new offerings, and building the infrastructure to support cloud services. In making the decision to shift to the cloud, we understand that security and reliability are of critical importance to you. In building our infrastructure to deliver cloud services to customers and partners, we've established world-class, geography-redundant, high-availability data centers, and we strive to comply with industry security. In developing Windows Intune, we heard from a lot of our customers, those without a management solution, and those with an existing solution that didn't meet all of their needs, and even those who were using a number of disparate tools to deliver comprehensive management and security today. The IT professionals we spoke with consistently mentioned that it was hard to know what assets they had, what software was running across their entire PC environment, and then to make sure that all those PCs were up to date and protected, particularly with a distributed and highly mobile workforce. Some of the reasons this was very challenging was because with the ad hoc introduction of new PCs, varying hardware refresh cycles, or workers in many locations, most organizations have PCs running multiple configurations, multiple versions, and lots of licenses. Across most businesses today, we're also observing a growing number of road warriors and mobile employees. They may be in the corporate office, branch office, coffee shops, or even a home office. Ensuring standardization and enabling IT to get insight across the entire PC estate, including those workers, can be especially challenging now since many of these employees rarely connect to the corporate network. IT professionals noted that a lack of insight to all their PCs impaired their ability to efficiently identify and resolve issues. For instance, there were times when IT couldn't really confirm that security patches and updates had been validated and deployed on those remote PCs. And although there are on-premises management solutions, some organizations haven't even adopted them because of high upfront infrastructure investments and requirements in both the technology, in keeping them up to date, and in the deployment. We thought, would it be great if we could help your IT staff stop fighting fires and instead help them proactively manage and protect the PCs from a single location without having to go out and touch each PC? What if we could help you standardize all the PCs in your environment on the most advanced versions of Windows? And what if we could do this in a way that was simple and didn't create upfront cost and complexity for you? So how can Windows Intune help you? With Windows Intune, we bring together cloud-based PC management with upgrade rights to Windows 7 Enterprise. With the advent of cloud services, we can extend the value of what we do with Windows Update to deliver PC management broadly, and we anticipate tremendous benefits to your business when it comes to improving security by keeping your PCs more protected and up to date, increasing productivity for both your end users and IT, and lowering costs by optimizing PC management and support. But before I dive into the details on the technology, I thought I'd show you a clip that compares the life of two IT pros, one using Windows Intune and one that isn't, and how to bring to life some of the challenges that IT faces in delivering management today and how cloud services can help.
Here's the story of two IT guys, this guy and that guy. This guy manages all the PCs in his company. That guy manages all the PCs in his company. This guy uses Windows Intune. That guy? Not yet. This guy just saw that Windows Intune has already detected and blocked a malware attack. That guy doesn't know that half of
So what is Windows Intune? Windows Intune is an all-in-one subscription that includes cloud services for PC management and security, upgrade rights to Windows 7, Enterprise, and future versions of Windows with Windows Intune. You can manage and protect your PCs virtually anywhere with the cloud service. All you need is an internet connection. And I'm going to go into a bit more detail about that in just a minute. You can also give your employees the best Windows experience with the Windows 7 Enterprise upgrade rights and help IT standardize their PC environment. And lastly, you get big tech results with a small tech investment. There's no server setup and maintenance required, but you get the benefits of business class management. With Windows Intune, we can help you simplify PC management so your computers and workers can operate at peak performance from virtually anywhere. So let me go into a little more detail about the underlying technology in Windows Intune. The cloud service component in Windows Intune is delivered through a single, easy-to-use web-based console. Through this console, your IT staff can complete a broad range of essential PC management and security tasks for all Windows Intune managed PCs. All that's required is an internet connection and the Windows Intune client installed on each PC that you wish to manage. With Windows Intune, it enables your staff to help protect PCs from malware with centralized protection built on the Microsoft Malware Protection Engine. This leverages the same trusted technologies as Forefront Endpoint Protection and Microsoft Security Essentials. It helps you centrally manage the deployment of Microsoft updates and service packs to all of your PCs. It helps you proactively monitor PCs with alerts on updates and threats, so they can identify and resolve issues before they are significantly impacting productivity. And with remote assistance included, IT can deliver remote management and protection to keep both IT and end users productive from virtually anywhere. You can track hardware and software inventory to help customers in IT planning and asset management. You can set security policies that help you centrally manage, update, firewall, and malware protection settings across all your PCs, even on remote machines outside the corporate network. If you have any unmanaged or lightly managed PCs, whether they're across your whole organization or just pockets of remote or non-domain joined PCs, Windows Intune can help you. Today, Windows Intune delivers a subset of the functionality you see with our on-premises management solutions like System Center Configuration Manager. So if you are a Configuration Manager customer today, you're probably looking for everything I highlighted above, plus some additional functionality like Active Directory Federation and software distribution. Our vision for Windows Intune is to get to smart parity with Configuration Manager and enabling the same scenarios. But when it comes to delivering all that functionality in the cloud, we really wanted to walk before we run. So what I want to do now is to introduce Ashvini Naidu so that you don't have to just take it from me. She is going to provide you a quick demo of Windows Intune so you can really see it in action. Thanks, Ashvini.
Great. Thank you, Gabriella. So right now what you see once you log in with your Windows Live ID to manage.microsoft.com is the Windows Intune Administration Console. And for the sake of the demo today, the customer account that we'll be demoing in is called Northwind Traders. And you can see the name here in the right-hand corner. So in this admin console, it's a pretty intuitive, easy-to-use user interface. On the left-hand side here is the navigation panel, where you can quickly click into individual workspace areas that you know you want to address. For instance, you could click on computers and organize the computers in a way that works best for you or see hardware inventory on them. You can click on updates, where you can manage the deployment of updates. You can take a look at the endpoint protection to see status of malware protection in your environment. Here's where you also see the alerts that Gabriella had mentioned in terms of health monitoring across your entire PC estate. You can click on software, where you can get a flat list of all the software inventory running across your entire environment or on a per PC basis. There's licenses here where you can do license reconciliation with your Windows volume licensing agreements or Microsoft volume licensing agreements to see how your entitlements match up against your actual installations. You could set basic security policies, create some template-based reports, and lastly, under administration, this is where you'd actually get the software to deploy on each client PC. But what I really want to focus on in this demo today is the main overview panel in the center here. So as you can see, I can see at a high level the health status across all the PCs in my environment. So under endpoint protection, I can see there's follow-up needed. There's one malware instance on one computer. So if you go ahead and click on one computer, I can actually see which PC was affected, and it turns out it's the CEO's PC. But whether he's in the office or on the road, I have the ability to manage that PC as long as he's connected to the internet. So if you click on the CEO's PC, I get a high-level overview of any issues that are potentially affecting his PCs and can quickly click into each of those areas. So let's go ahead and take a look at the malware instance. And now I can see that it's a program threat called FakeAdPro. I can see that the Windows Intune endpoint protection included in Windows Intune has actually blocked this. But as with any threat, it's recommended that I run a full scan. If there were other steps needed, I would actually see it down here in the manual steps needed section. And being that I may not be a security expert and I want to get more information, I can also click on the Learn About link here, which takes me to the Microsoft Malware Protection Center, which is a catalog of the threats that we're aware of, with a little bit more information on how the threat actually displays itself. I can get a quick view of what it looks like and a summary of what the threat is. So while I'm in this PC, it's probably a best practice for me to make sure that they have all the updates and patches that they need. So I can easily click on Updates here. And I can see a number of updates that could be applied, whether I've set automatic approval rules or they require my approval. So let's quickly filter by updates that need my approval. And I can see that this PC actually needs Windows 7 SP1, which was released just a few weeks back. So if I go ahead and click on Windows 7 SP1 here, I can see that there are 82 computers, so 81 additional PCs to this one that could actually use this update in the environment. So I'm going to go ahead and click Approve. And now here I have the option to either click on all computers so all 82 will receive this update the next time they connect to the internet, or I could even test it in a specific group before rolling it out to all 82 PCs. So another cool thing about Windows Intune that I just wanted to show you today was the software inventory piece, just to show how quickly and immediately you can get that insight into your whole environment. So by clicking on the software icon in the navigation panel, I can now see a list of all the software that's running in my environment. So let's say, for example, I want to see how many PCs are still running Windows XP. I type in Windows XP, enter, and I can see all the instances of Windows in this environment now, and I scroll down and I can see that there are 36 installation counts of Windows XP, and it could be a great opportunity for me to now upgrade these users to Windows 7 Enterprise to make sure that they're getting the most productive experience with their Windows PC. So with that, I'd like to hand it back to Gabriella to walk you through a little bit more about Windows Intune.
Thanks, Ashvini. That was really great. Hopefully that helps you gain a better understanding of what Windows Intune can do for your business. In addition to the Windows Intune Cloud Service, the Windows Intune Suite includes upgrade rights to Windows 7 Enterprise to give users the best Windows experience with our latest Windows software and help IT standardize PCs on a single operating system for more efficient and streamlined management. With multiple OSs in your environment today, it often becomes taxing for IT to troubleshoot potential issues on a variety of versions. Standardization effectively reduces one of the major contributors to the complexity of managing PCs today. If you currently don't have an enterprise agreement with Microsoft for Windows, we wanted to make it easy for you to join the many companies that are choosing to migrate to Windows 7 and experience the benefits with subscription-based upgrade rights to Windows 7 Enterprise and future versions of Windows. When moving to Windows 7, we really want to make sure our customers are experiencing the key benefits of Windows Enterprise to take advantage of key enterprise features. An improved and intuitive user interface, advanced search capabilities, BitLocker drive encryption to help protect confidential data, and overall a better, more reliable PC experience. And as long as your subscription stays active, customers have the rights to future versions of Windows, so they never have to worry about purchasing upgrade licenses. The combination of cloud services with the latest Windows operating system in a single subscription offers customers a comprehensive end-to-end PC management and security solution to take the headache out of managing your IT staff. Microsoft hosts the cloud service, so there's no upfront cost and no server setup required for you. Windows Intune is so simple. Your IT staff can start managing and protecting your PCs right away. You no longer need to worry about maintaining on-site PC management servers and software. Microsoft really takes care of that for you. By standardizing your environment on the latest operating system and ensuring needed updates reach all your PCs, you can reduce management complexity and cost while giving your employees the most current and up-to-date PC experience so they can be more productive. And with more accurate, immediate insight into the health of Windows Intune PCs, it's less likely for major issues to go unnoticed. IDC actually did a recent study with our Windows Intune beta customers, and in this study, it was clear that those customers who weren't using any solutions today or who were using disparate tools for PC management could save up to $700 per PC per year through innovative improvements in using Windows Intune in both IT and user productivity. That comes to about 11 hours of IT work on each PC per year, or almost $2 per PC per day. And that is only on the cloud services component. If customers upgrade to Windows 7, they can experience even higher degrees of ROI. And from a pure financial planning perspective, under the subscription model, you pay a predictable $11 per PC per month, and that really eliminates any high upfront cost barriers that you might have experienced. As long as your subscription is active, you get real-time access to updates to the service and new versions of Windows. So now what I'd like to do is introduce one of our Black Belt partners on Windows Intune. Ron Bratz is the founder founder and president of Liftoff LLC. He has a breadth of experience in IT, and he's worked across a number of leading high-tech companies in the last 20 years, including Microsoft, Siebel, and IBM. He's held roles in sales and marketing, partner mentoring and readiness, and technical consulting. He's a Microsoft Cloud champ and has built his business completely on delivering cloud services for the last 3 years. He has dozens of customers with literally thousands of seats deployed using Microsoft Cloud Services today, and he was one of our very first partners on Windows Intune. And we thought it'd be helpful to hear about the service from his perspective. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ron.
Thank you, Gabriella, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. As Gabriella mentioned, my name is Ron Bratz. I'm the owner and founder of Liftoff. We are a 100% pure cloud-based company. Our company operates in the cloud, and the solutions we deliver and consult around are all cloud-based. Thus far, it's primarily just been BPOS, the hosted Exchange from Microsoft, hosted SharePoint, and now Office 365. With Intune, we have been running the Intune, the private beta for, about 5 or 6 months now, and really excited to see that it's now officially available for general availability. This is our core business. So what I'd like to do today is give you some different thoughts on how do you evaluate this product. And what I would challenge you to do is reverse how you would typically evaluate a new technology solution. Normally, IT managers, CIOs, they're going to look at the technology. They're going to explore that first, see if it's a good fit, and then work to the cost justification. What I like to do in my conversations with IT management is to flip that, and let's first look at the cost. Let's see what this really is going to cost the average organization. And the best way to do that, and I've done this a number of times just in the last several weeks, is let's start with antivirus. So currently, all organizations have some expense related to antivirus. Antivirus is typically between $20 and $35 per machine per year. I've heard some people getting a little bit less than that, down in the $15 range. I've heard some paying a little bit more, but for an average, I like to say 25 to 30 is a safe estimate. So that's an expense that you're already paying. So calculate what that expense is over the course of a year, and you have a dollar amount. The next thing is look at your XP machines. There's a lot of XP still out there, XP and Vista. And what were you planning to do to upgrade those to Windows 7? And there's an expense there as well. If I look at and I'll just take an example of a 100-user organization, 100 users on antivirus, and let's say out of those 100 users, only 25 need to be upgraded to Windows 7. Well, there's a cost there. And let's say that if we actually factored in a 3-year cost analysis, that over the next several years, some of those machines would move to Windows 8. So we can quantify this. So the next thing we're going to look at is staff efficiency. Okay? Staff efficiency, not necessarily removing IT employees, but reassigning, putting them in more upfront roles where they're more visible and having a greater impact on the business, and quantifying that. Okay? Then we're going to look at productivity increase in general. So are our IT staff going to be more productive? Yeah, they should be. They absolutely should be. But will the end users be more productive as well? Why? Because we're able to more quickly respond to things. There are fewer issues as a result of Intune. Okay? And then the final element to this is, are you currently paying any type of remote assist licensing? Once we quantify out all of these elements, then we figure out what that cost is, and we subtract that from the $11 per month. And it's been fascinating to see how this calculation comes out. I've had a number of organizations that after they go through this, they literally are getting Intune for free. They can completely cost justify the purchase of Intune, saying that some would actually save money as a result of it. So it is an interesting way to think about it. I would challenge you to reverse out that. Maybe you don't have any XP licenses to upgrade or Vista licenses to upgrade. Maybe you don't plan to roll out the antivirus. There's lots of elements to Intune in general. So you go through these factors, you come up with a number, and then at that point I say, okay, I had a client that factored in it was going to cost them $5 per device. They were able to save $6 per machine based on these calculations. So now we've got a good starting point. Now from there we can talk about the technology and assessing the value of the technology. So a couple more comments just based on Gabriella's presentation that I'd like to share. There's a peace of mind element that comes with Intune. A lot of, especially small, mid-sized businesses, antivirus is a very reactive thing. You buy a computer, it's got a 30-day cycle on it. The IT guy is going to use the 30 days. Then he's going to buy or use a license from another machine. Maybe you have multiple antiviruses running. It's common for me to see, a 50-user organization that has 4 different antivirus systems running. So there's maintenance on that. Now we've got to monitor. We've got to make sure that we're staying on top of that, and that usually doesn't happen. So what happens? The license expires, the virus hits, and now the IT guy spends half of a day cleaning that up. So there's an element to all of this that's proactive, that provides some level of peace of mind. There's something that's also predictable around antivirus. If we know that every machine in our organization has this flavor, this version, then it's easier to configure, it's easier to maintain, and we always know that's the case. There's certainly something predictable for the IT department in rationalizing that. I had recently met with the CEO, and we were going through the conversation, and I asked him how many copies of XP does he currently have deployed, and he said, "Wait a minute, I'll find out." And I watched him type out an email, send it to a distribution list of all staff, and it said, "Please tell me if you're running Windows XP." I was like, wow, that is the inventory management capabilities for a lot of these types of organizations. So the sheer element of software inventory management, the Intune client will go through your machine and it will inventory everything that's installed. It will roll it up for you, which is great, and it will give you that access to see exactly what's there. And the CIO level guy, those are the people that like this inventory. It's helping them to budget. It's helping them to predict and forecast the hardware refresh, software refresh. You can embed your volume licensing. If you have volume licensing, and it will match up and tell you how many free licenses that you currently still have. So the inventory component is very strong. I've had a number of CIOs that piece in particular resonated with very well. And the final thing that I'd like to mention is I call it the rising role of the IT guy. IT people are no longer working in the closet or the server room watching blinking lights in a black box. With cloud computing, that effort all goes to the cloud. Someone else is managing it. Someone else is babysitting the hardware, the UPS, the redundancy, the bandwidth, all of those things. So where does this leave the IT guy? Well, to me, I'm seeing the change in the IT skill set. I mean, this is someone now that understands the technology, that is maintaining it certainly to a high level, but they're a little more outward facing. Now they're meeting with end users. They're doing training. They're figuring out workflows. They're figuring out efficiencies of how to actually leverage the technology that's in front of them, and that's a powerful statement for an IT person or someone beginning in IT these days, because it does require a different skill set. You have to be technical, but you've got to be a little bit more, I think, analyst and process oriented in order to really leverage a lot of the latest and the greatest things that are available to everyone in IT. So I just wanted to share those thoughts. As Gabriella mentioned, we are a black belt Intune partner. We've worked with a handful of clients. The product is brand new, and we're very excited about the possibilities of this, and it's been, like I said, just fascinating to hear the conversations with CIOs and how everybody picks up on something different inside of this tool that's driving them in this direction. So with that, Gabriella, I'll turn it back to you.
Thanks, Ron. Actually, what I wanted to know is, since you've been such an active Office 365 partner, what do you see as the opportunity for a customer who either may be on Office 365 or is considering that and coupling that with Windows Intune?
Yeah, great. And you know what's happening? The conversation that I'm having, and I'm not the one forcing this. This is the conversation coming at me from the IT leaders. They're talking about their cloud strategy. They're asking me about the cloud strategy. Yes, it's typically there's been tremendous momentum around Office 365 and BPOS in general, And now they're starting to see the benefits of not babysitting servers and the overhead that comes with that. And this just becomes, I think, a very natural progression for an IT staff that's now familiar with hosted solutions through Microsoft to take on one more piece and add Intune to the mix. CRM Online is another great example. Just a great cloud service that integrates well, that fits in with an overall cloud strategy. That the days of monitoring and managing server farms inside of an organization, I believe, are numbered for many organizations.
So as customers are thinking of moving to the cloud, being able to do both their Exchange and their SharePoint as well as Office, and coupling that with the ability to get Windows and to manage their desktops all together really helps shift dramatically the server infrastructure that's required on site, and helps them to do, as you were saying, move out into the business and help the business strategize how to use technology. That's really what you're seeing?
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ron, and thanks for being such a great advocate. And we'd encourage anybody who's interested to follow up with Ron following this session. So as with all of our cloud services, we really look forward to innovating quickly with frequent updates to deliver rich functionality that really starts to surpass our on-premise solutions today. So as I mentioned, for those of you who may be using System Center Configuration Manager today, our goal is to get to a point where we have smart parity with our existing on-premise solutions. And we really have best-in-class solutions today with System Center Configuration Manager. So our vision is for Windows Intune to become that premier Windows PC management and protection service for customers of all sizes. And then as long as your subscription remains active, you'll always have access to updates made to the cloud service and updates made to Windows, the latest versions, the latest releases of Windows, and the highest level version, so Windows Enterprise. So what does smart parity really mean? Smart parity means that what we want to do is take the best of our on-premises software tools as they are today. We have over 20 years of experience in delivering enterprise-class management and security. And there are things that we did in the beginning that may now be a little bit more complex than they need to be. And so as we move into building those into Windows Intune, what we want to do is really focus on business intent, focus on what you want to get done, and eliminate maybe some of the individual steps that we had to take along the way as we were building out our on-premises software. We want to enable you to really switch to the cloud. So we want to make it easy for customers to migrate from your on-premises solution to Windows Intune. So we'll be, building bridges that enable you to make that move in a seamless fashion. And then we want to enable you to have a better in the cloud experience. So, there will be new innovations that we only deliver via our cloud services. And we'll have a more frequent release cycle so that we can respond to your needs and your requests more frequently than we have been able to do in the past. So as we continue to invest, we'll help you take advantage of more and more of the enterprise security, management, and user experience features that amplify the Windows experience and simplify the process that enables you to get the most from your company's investments. Our goal is to really integrate the currency of what it takes to take advantage of Windows Enterprise and what it takes to take advantage of the Microsoft Desktop Optimization Pack. Because today those things may require additional infrastructure, and what we want to do is we want to move all the infrastructure into the cloud and really light up those features and those services for you. So with that, what I thought I would do is see if there were any questions that people might have and take a little bit of time for Q&A. And Ron is still around as well for additional Q&A if you have questions for him. So just wait a minute and see if we generate any questions. One of the first questions is, who is our competition? So in this space of cloud services, management as a service, there are several very niche players, but nobody yet has the breadth of offering that we're providing. So, we're providing services across Antivirus, across desktop management and inventory management, as well as the license for Windows and the latest version of Windows, Windows Enterprise, and the upgrade rights. And so there isn't anyone in the market that has the breadth of offering that we have and the breadth of experience that we have in, really providing cloud services on the consumer side for well over 10 years to millions of customers. So, we can provide the scale, the geographic coverage, and really the breadth of services that are unmatched at this point in terms of management as a service. And management as a service is really a nascent opportunity, I think, in the marketplace. So one of the other questions we got privately was about the price. So just a question, can we reiterate what the price is? So the price of Windows Intune is $11 per PC per year. That may vary depending on the size of your organization, and it may also vary if you already have Windows Software Assurance in your organization, then we have an opportunity for you to actually step up into the cloud service. So we would encourage you to, you can go to our website and play around with the tool, or you can go to one of our partners and they can help you actually go through some of our volume license programs if you're already a volume license customer. Another question we got is, can this only manage Windows 7? In fact, we enable it to manage all versions of Windows, so it can manage your Windows XP environment, your Windows Vista environment, as well as your Windows 7 environment. And the reason that we provide our customers with license to the latest version of Windows is to really enable you to step into the ability to standardize your entire infrastructure, which makes it a lot easier for you to manage over time, but we enable you to do that at your own pace in your own way. So there was a question to you, Ron. If you wouldn't mind answering, who are your early adopter customers? Is there a specific profile or type of customers you've seen being real successful adopting Office 365, or those that you've been working with on the Windows Intune beta?
Yeah, a good question, and I'll tell you it's changed. It's been I thought that early on this was going to be heavily focused on small, mid-sized business. I would say under 50 clients. I figured those are the people that really need this kind of service. What I found is that the interest in the, I'm going to say 100 to 400 seat range has been terrific. I'm working with a city in Florida. I'm working with a museum in Washington, D.C., and these are, 250, 300, 350 seat clients. An association in Maryland. So what I had thought was going to be a small, mid-sized solution, and I thought that the larger organizations weren't going to be ready for that. What I'm finding is those are the companies that really want it. They have bigger problems. They have more frequent issues, and they're too small, really, for System Center. But they're certainly big enough to need all of the benefits that are coming with Intune. So I'm not really seeing a particular vertical that's ideal, right? Associations, just because there happen to be a lot of associations in the Northeast in the U.S., but state, local government, commercial, mid-market, haven't seen Fortune 1000 just yet showing an interest in this. I think at that point, a lot of those organizations are deploying more on-premise System Center type solutions. But so I hope that kind of answers where I'm seeing a lot of the interest.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. And so then another question was, does Windows Intune replace WSUS? And in fact, yes, Windows Intune does have the functional parity with WSUS, but it really does much more than our Windows Update Service does. It includes upgrade rights to Windows 7 Enterprise and future versions of Windows. This includes the software and hardware inventory, the remote assistance, the malware protection, and the policy. So if you're using WSUS today, it replaces that and gives you much more. Another question is, can mobile phones or non-Windows devices be managed? At this time, Windows Intune really only manages Windows-based PCs, but as you heard you may have heard at the Microsoft Management Summit about a month ago, we just announced coverage for mobile device management through System Center Configuration Manager. And respective to our vision of where we're going with Windows Intune, we are going to be driving towards smart parity of Windows Intune with System Center Configuration Manager in the future. Let's see if there's any other questions in the queue or privately. Okay, well, it looks like that's all the questions that we have in the queue, I'm certainly happy to take additional questions in the future, and I'm sure that Ron's happy to follow up with any of you. We'd also encourage all of you to sign up for a free 30-day trial of Windows Intune at www.windowsintune.com. So we appreciate your time today, and we look forward to speaking with all of you sometime in the future. Appreciate you attending today.